Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you a little trick if your mower's not driving. I had this mower here and for some reason it wouldn't go in forward or reverse. Didn't know what was going on. Took it apart and noticed that the belt was loose. There's a way to check and see if your belt's loose, or check and see if you had a broken belt. Come to the back of the mower and lift up your seat and come down here. Of course, always check to make sure you're in drive or push as to the reason why it won't go. But also, if you pull out your battery and you take this cover off, you have access to the drive belt down here. So it is possible to put on the drive belt without taking off the deck. It's a lot easier if you do take off the deck, but you can see down here, you can get down here and look and see if you have any broken belts. And I didn't have a broken drive belt. This is a Stanley lawnmower. It's pretty old. Walmart sold them back in the early 2000s, but it's also the same as a Murray mower with a Briggs & Stratton engine in it. But how this drive belt works is your engine's connected to this center shaft. There's two pulleys that go. There's one close to the engine. That's your drive belt, and then you also have your deck belt that turns your blades. So I flipped it over, and then right away I could spot what the issue was. So if you look at your belts and your pulleys under here, it was extremely loose. I checked it, it wasn't torn or broken, but when I looked I could tell that it had slipped off one of the pulleys. And one way that you can tell, if you look at your pulley and it has a flat side on the pulley, and that side goes up against the flat side of the belt. Here you can see where the pulley has a groove in it. It has a V shape, but my pulley is up against the flat side of the belt. So this is wrong. You go over down to the next one, you have a pulley with a flat side, so that side should be up against the belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reroute this belt on the back side of this, and that should tighten up this drive belt and allow it to move in motion, whether forwards or backwards. So before I try to put this over on that pulley though, you'll want to put your parking brake on. So I'm going to put that in gear and then pull the lever down there to set the parking brake. And what that'll do, that'll release some of the tension on this belt. Even though it's already loose, it'll become even more loose. And then I'll be able to put this back on. I'm going to take this off a little bit slightly so I can slide the belt over onto here, and then that should get me going again. Now I did find the belt diagram online, which did help. You can use this trick on seeing whether you have a flat side or a V side pulley to know which way your belt goes. And on this one I did take the deck off, but same thing goes here. If you're ever confused on which ones your belt or your deck pulleys are routed, here you can see this one has a groove, so your V side of the belt goes into that. So here you have a flat side, so your flat side of the belt should go up against that. So using that little trick and maybe a diagram or a little common knowledge, you should be able to figure out how these belts go on and then fix either a deck issue or your drive issue. Alrighty, so I got that taken care of. I put that belt back over the correct pulley. You can see now we're much more tighter. Could be a little tighter, and I might try to tighten it up a little bit, but it's much better now. So and you can see when I engage the brake, what happens. See, then I engage the brake, that pulls back, and then the whole belt loosens. That comes back and it engages and tightens the belt.